right, well, good morning. It's about 9:25 now on Sunday, the 3rd of October. Thought I'd show you a little sluicing video here. We're running with my wolf trap sluice. Went and got my second bucket of material. I don't normally classify, but I classified down with a half-inch screen anyways today, just because this gravel bar, the sandbar I'm working in, is just so full of rocks and pebbles and stuff. It's not a very even material at all. Everything from huge cobbles that weigh 25, 30, 40 pounds all the way down to just, black sand. So to try to get the most out of my sluice and be able to run it with this a little bit slower water speed, I decided to classify the half-inch, so glad I did. Let me put this stuff in. It's very uniform for the most part. Really, I'm not seeing anything much bigger than 3/8 in here. A couple little round pieces of quartz. It's an amazing amount of white quartz, white milky quartz here. I mean, this gravel bar is just probably 40% white milky quartz. Most of it's just little balls, everything from the size of a marble, small marble, up to golf balls, up to orange, even softball size. Just hundreds of millions of these little quartz balls that had to have started way, way upstream in some earlier era. Just every year when the river floods, and it floods high, probably 20 feet above where I'm sitting, then everything just gets churned up and it just grinds its way downstream and resettles once it finally finds a slow spot or the water speed starts to slow down. But just a tremendous amount of quartz. I've been looking at so many of them, hoping to find anything that had some golden quartz, but not to be had. I was out here about 5 days ago, and it was about, wow, it warmed up to about 100 degrees by the end of the day, but most of the day it was up in the mid to high 90s. And once the sun got over the ridge right here, it was just, this valley was in the sun all the way till about 4 p.m. when it finally crested behind the ridge right up there. So it was a scorcher out here on the water. I had my Ultimate 100 sunblock on. I was taking dips here in the water. I'll probably take one here just a little while. I got my swim trunks on and my old working prospecting t-shirt here, so I can go out and get wet, come back, and stay cool today. But a little bit more humid. It's been really, really dry. These clouds have brought in a little bit of moisture. Like I said earlier, it rained. I classify this material down, and what I'm trying to do is just put a little glop in about 3 spots across the front of it here, trying to get it to the bottom of the flare and then let the water just erode it slowly back and downstream to the sluice. The flow's working really good. Every time I put a little pile in down there, it kind of spreads out, and then it's taken probably 5, 6, 7 seconds to eventually work its way off and out the back, and then start tumbling through the sluice box. I've got the water set up really well, so I've got the V notch right down the middle. I've got about a 1-inch drop or 1.5 inches or so on this 20-inch sluice here. Running pretty clear. I can see the back of the carpet on the front and the back when the middle two ripples are a little bit full. But as I go and I do another bucket, then it clears right out pretty much. But we'll see how this works out here. I'm going to do some buckets and then do a cleanup and see if my settings are right, how this is working out for the most part. But unfortunately, it's my last day up here on my end of September, first couple days of October, California Gold Adventure. I'll be posting a big photo essay and probably a whole new page on my website, a whole bunch of these videos on YouTube, and trying to share it. We found some pretty decent gold yesterday up in the Downeyville area. My sister and my mother and I went up and we spent 2 days up there, kind of just checking the place out, walking around the old towns of Downeyville and Sierra City, and picnic lunching on the side of the Yuba River, and then we did some crevicing and hand painting on and off throughout the whole trip. And I'll tell you, the crevicing worked out pretty good. I got this new Keen crevicing tool with a long thin hook, and that thing was really instrumental in getting up into some areas that I know other folks have prospected before but may not have been able to get that deep in the cracks. And we found some nice little specs and flakes and stuff, and I'll try to show you all that later. Well, for now, I'm going to keep sluicing this material. It's flowing pretty nice, and hopefully later I'll be able to show you a good cleanup.